the Highway Building Committee, Tuesday, January 28th, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. Call to order. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So the first order of business is to accept Michael Means' resignation from the committee. I don't have anything to say about that. I need a motion. No motion?
No, you can't.
No,
You have to.
I can't motion it. Someone, you can motion it, and then someone has to second it. Charlie, second it, accepting Michael Means' resignation.
Accept.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Update for the proposed highway building feasibility study. Who's on for that?
I don't have an update on that. I haven't been following it, so.
What is it for the?
Yeah, except update for the proposed highway building feasibility study. Do we have any updates on that?
Just what? That was you, Tony, you think, or
What was the feasibility study for? As in
for something new?
something new, or what we're showing you today? This is
I think that might be
kind
it.
of this.
That's got to be this. Yeah.
So, for the record, Tony DeFries, town planner. So, I had met with Rich, highway superintendent, Steve, and Charlie, and also our previous building inspector. And we've gone out to the highway barn. As you're probably aware, this most of these buildings were built in the late 60s, and they've probably reached their lifespan, especially the mechanics building out in the back. So one of the things we were looking at is replacing the mechanics building with the new steel building, something by a company called Morton, something similar. We also kicked around the idea of creating new office space through a modular building, similar to what we're going to do at the senior center.
Senior center. Yeah.
And both of these, cost-wise, are probably more cost-effective than trying to do some kind of stick-built type of building. So I came up with a couple of different concepts after speaking with Rich and Steve, and what are the needs and what we'd like to do. So we've come up with a couple of concepts, 4 in particular. So the first one was basically a 40 by 36 modular office set up out front, in front of the existing highway building, and then attaching a building that's main building is about 60 by 140, along with a 40 by 40 that we're using as storage. Could be storage, could be garage. And then a secondary 40 by 60 storage building here, and then a new salt shed, which is 50 by 80. Rich is pursuing a new salt shed anyway, because that particular building is sort of falling apart.
Right.
It needs to be replaced. So that was concept number 1, and then we had concept number 2, which was again an office, 100 by 60 freestanding building, another smaller storage building, and then the salt shed back where its current footprint. We had a third one, again office building, but this case is attached, salt shed still in the same place but further away from the rear property line to allow for more room around the back, and then another 40, and then a secondary 40 by 60 storage building. And then we kind of came up with this last one, and we figured the last one is sort of meets everything that we'd like to, or they'd like to kind of see. So it would be potentially an office modular building here, a Morton or steel type building, 130 by 60 with a 40 by 40 area. There would be an airlock connection to the existing building, because that's the simplest way to connect one building to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 50 by 80 salt shed along the back here. So what would happen is the trucks would come along this back portion, come through, they'd be able to load up and then head out because they do have a one-way flow pattern, traffic pattern. So that's what we were thinking, and we looked at costs. So for the modular building, we have there that's about 40 by 36, and their price per square foot runs from about $179 a square foot to $189 a square foot. So that building there would run between $252,000 to $266,000. We also reached out to the Morton people and asked them, we sent them this sketch to get an idea of cost for that particular building. They're running at about $150 to $200 per square feet. So with the 130 by 60 building and the 40 by 40 storage, you're looking at about 9,400 square feet. So using their prices, you're looking at a building that's about $1.4 to $1.9 million. So you're looking at about, let's say, $2 million to make improvements to the site.
What we have.
So it's better than what they have,
Right.
but it's not a $30 million highway bond project.
Right. Which is going to be very appealing to the people in town.
Well, that's what we're trying to do is, in essence, the term would sort of be used as value engineering. We're trying to get the most bang for the buck.
Right.
These buildings, as they're maintained, which is key, it's let's say a Band-Aid, if you will, but a Band-Aid that could be a 20 to 30 year Band-Aid until such time as the town is either fiscally in better shape, or maybe there are grants available, or they want to take on the civic project of putting up a completely new
Right. Right.
one of the other things that we talked about was the former police station. If we could find space for the youth folks in an alternative location, taking back that building, renovating it so that the offices would all be up front, doing some minor renovation work to the existing highway department building.
And that eliminates that office building.
And that would, yeah. So what we've considered with this office building is possibly maybe talk to the youth people and see if they'd be interested through CPC or something like
To
that.
go there.
Yeah, to maybe create that office space, but not necessarily in that location. Maybe somewhere else on site.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe somewhere else on site for them. And then so highway would take the old police station, renovate, or to some extent the existing highway barn, get rid of that mechanics building, get rid of that storage building which is falling apart, get rid of the salt shed which is falling apart, and then now you have some new structures.
Right.
I have a
So
thought. What about looking at the Plymouth County Hospital, the building?
I know,
front
you've got the
building
front of that building.
for, the youth.
Yeah.
Because technically,
Yeah.
they are not supposed to be in that building. They're not supposed to be there, technically. They're not, they're private organizations, so they are not supposed to be there. But if we look at the front of the Plymouth County building, we could do some renovations and updates and then move them to that. And then
The only
we
thing
could
that they're
come to
going
some type of
This is
lease agreement.
convenient.
Yeah.
I understand that. This is convenient for them because it's right across
right next to the
near the
fields.
sports fields.
we had kicked that around.
We
kicked
need
that-
to do something with that building. You're right.
Yeah, we kicked that idea around as well, but the thing becomes the convenience of they're right next to the fields.
Right.
So if we were to use that modular type of building, that's something that could be dropped right in the parking lot out front. The other thing we talked about was a storage container, type of situation for them. Or,
That's a real downgrade.
So the modular is something that because you can make it to whatever you want.
Put it wherever you want it.
And so we could sort of tuck it.
Is the little old police station big enough to accommodate what you need it for?
For us, oh yeah.
For you guys?
We walked through it again. Me, Steve, and Charlie last Tuesday after our discussion. We would have to renovate, obviously, but
Yeah.
it would,
But it's big enough.
Not bad, no.
yeah.
But now it actually has female bathroom, male bathroom.
Uh-huh.
The only thing we'd have to put in would be a shower.
A shower, we'd like to be compliant.
Yeah.
so-
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We
But
already
that'd be-
occupy the basement down there. With
Yeah.
our, you know.
But then everything's highway. Everything's highway.
And actually, it
Whole complex
should
with
be.
yards, yes.
I think it should be.
Yeah.
I really do.
So we figured again, if they're willing, and let's say we get the money and get a modular, you can drop it anywhere on the site. And I think probably down in this area might be the best location because it's it's flat, it's existing. They can drop these buildings real quick right there. And then it will allow highway to expand here. And then I think the Morton steel type building is the way to go for cost wise, because I know that has to be bonded out for that type of project. So I think it's more palatable as a project, and it'll give highway something way better than what they have right now. And
Tony, are
Rich,
these turnkey or are these just the basic structure?
the Morton,
Yeah,
these would be, I believe they had it as turnkey.
turnkey.
So once again, these are just preliminary numbers.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So once we get into, we can get some finalized numbers because obviously we have an The good part is we have an existing condition site plan, so we can build off of this to create a site plan that's something that we can use for permitting, and we can send off to get pricing. Richard come up with just some general using some online software. So this would be that 130 by 60 building, and then this is a 40 by 40 area. So just to get some ideas of what would fit, because the idea is this would be sort of the mechanics area, right? That'd be the mechanics area, and then storage. Because one of the big things, as you're probably aware, they have $250,000 trucks sitting outside,
Oh, I know.
which is tax. I don't know. If you buy a brand new $250,000 truck, I think you want to put it undercover versus letting it sit outside.
Yes. Well, the whole highway barn, the whole highway area, it's not anybody's fault, but it looks like, I call it Sanford and Sons when I look at it. It's just cobbled together, and we need something decent.
Right, and if you've been out there, you know that this back building, which is steel I-beams, where the I-beams connect to the ground,
I know.
50% of the I-beams rotted out.
I saw that over at the dump too. I
And
know.
it's caving in.
So, obviously there'd have to be some engineering as well because we have to address some of the drainage.
I was going to say, where's the wet? Isn't
So
there?
the wetlands are way out in the back.
Oh, there. Okay, far enough away.
Yeah, I think I checked. I think we're like 600 feet from the pond.
Okay.
So we're very far away. But at least the one thing that we could do is build off of this plan. The drainage design can be done to accommodate the flow off the pavement. We can put in some type of detention areas and treatment, and then that way any waters that's released is treated. We can put in anything to protect the salt shed to prevent any salt from migrating into those downstream.
Right. And it also leaves the fields alone for now,
Yeah,
which I know people were
Yeah, I know everybody's losing their mind over that, but leaves the fields alone for now,
for now.
and at least it's not a $30 million project. It's if
3 million.
all in, probably about $3 million. I'm sorry, Lisa.
If you guys are happy with it, I don't have to work in it. I want you to be happy.
I think anything new is going to be a benefit.
Better.
However, like we discussed, of course, we're not going to have everything in DPW or Highway Department actually needs. This is more of a building that's a temporary fix, but we acknowledge this is probably going to be.
I would
we're
like-
talking about a 10 to 20 year band-aid.
Right. Let's fix it for now and get you guys better
Right.
buildings.
So as long as that can maybe resonate in the back of people's minds, that we still do need a facility that
I'm all in on
can
that.
keep us up to date. So that
Yes.
30 million price tag is still just can't be thrown to the side.
In 30
the
years, they'll be
departments that are
dealing
gonna
with
want-
somebody else.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, the one thing as well is I've said it since I've come on. This is the one department that really is going to need expansion because of all the stormwater, the MS4 requirements. This is the one department that needs to be expanded. And as you're well aware, you get a lot of folks talking about my road and the drainage and
I know,
all that
I know.
maintenance that needs to be done. And these buildings should there come a time where, let's say, they can expand on site because the fields are moved or something like that, and they take on that project, these buildings can be repurposed for something else, you know.
And another couple of good things about these, and I have a Morton building. My garage is Morton.
Oh, yeah,
You know, the roofs on these will all be new steel,
right.
and the solar companies love them. You could put solar on all of those roofs on these, and then you can hook anything, you know, and then we can start generating credits, you know, for the highway department. I have 20 panels on my garage. It's great, which is a Morton, and you know, I haven't paid an electric bill in 2 years from that. So, you know, if you could put panels on all, you know, all those new buildings, because you have the metal roofs on all those buildings. Plus, you'll never have to worry about the roof. Again, that's a 50-year. You don't have to worry about the roof leaking or anything. 50
Even if you
years.
put solar on them, it doesn't
Even if you
void
put
the
solar,
warranty.
they do not leak. They don't leak.
Okay.
Yep.
And the other thing, obviously, is the Morton buildings. One of the issues they have right now is the equipment is too big to get through the doors. And so with the Morton buildings, obviously, we'll have
Giant doors.
giant doors to get stuff, to get the equipment in and out. So that's what we've been sort of kicking around and working on. And so what we're hoping to do is maybe try and in-house create a report with photographs and stuff like that, so we can get a tighter proposal to this committee and move it forward to like the select board, and you know, try and keep the ball rolling.
I can work with treasurer collector and the accountant as well on like the bonding, just to get some preliminary figures on, and if we looked at it as a debt exclusion, you know, that would fall outside of the operational budget. So we would look at it as a debt exclusion.
Right.
I know Rich's capital improvements looking for money for the salt shed, right?
Yeah, I think I have it on there for fiscal year 28, I think, off the top of my head, I believe.
So to make it that far?
Depends.
Yeah.
We get a couple of years that are actually snow bound, probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The roof is starting to peel
Yeah,
off.
the front of the roof
The
took some
backside
damage.
is, you know, we did a lot of work to the front of it just to kind of stabilize it,
Right.
you know.
Right.
It's
Mainly the rest of the buildings, when the building inspector, when we walked through with you, Charlie, building inspector, he was, you know, we don't want to like look so close that we get like condemned and be kicked out of there, because we're almost there.
Oh, I know.
We just want to like point out, you know, some of the stuff that is,
Made sure that when the building inspector was there, that the sun was in his eyes.
There you go.
Well, OSHA is coming when the state transitioned to the state OSHA. They are coming, you know, to look at facilities. I did attend a meeting last December, and they did have OSHA there, and they talked about, you know, they are coming to all the towns and looking at facilities. So
So maybe the 1999 blue top special isn't going to work.
yeah. So you know, we have to keep that in mind, because now it's not just federal; it's part of state as
You know,
well.
Ocean State sells stronger tarps for a little bit more money. Big.
29.99 green tar.
Green and brown, yeah.
I mean, Whitman was they were in more trouble of being shut down, but yeah, we've got to keep that in mind that OSHA is coming,
Right.
and they will. And once you know they do come, they will put demands on the town to fix these issues. So
And what's the price tag of Whitman's DPW?
I don't know.
Well, Whitman's doing a DPW. We're
I'm
not going
Yeah,
that far.
I'm not paying
But
attention.
have you seen that place?
Oh, no, I haven't. Is it a palace?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a palace. Of course it is. Everybody wants a palace.
Yeah, I think it's more than that.
Everybody wants a palace.
Like the town of Mansfield a few years ago, they had the room. They had a big site, and they put it was
Oh yeah, they have a combination. Over
yeah. They
there.
have highway. I think it's highway.
highway, fire, police, are all in that.
Yeah, they have the safety building out front, and then in the back, I think it's highway and water or something like that.
So they had a huge.
They've got a big complex.
Huge they had a huge piece of land, and they could put everybody on the same site.
They
That's
took a lot of
106.
building that way. All their schools are on the same site too.
Yeah. Sharon at the same time. It's like a municipal like village almost.
And these buildings here, though, you can choose the number of windows. If you feel that you don't need windows on one side of the building, then you don't have windows on one side. Like my garage, I have 2 windows on the front that face the house. On the back that face the fence, I have no windows. You can choose how many doors. You can choose if the garage doors, do you want windows or no windows? So you can choose all different options that will either bring the price up or down.
Yeah.
My garage is not insulated. It's just a skeleton inside. That's the way I chose to do it. But you can have them insulated and do the roof and everything. But it's watertight. I've had mine up now since 2021, and it's watertight. No water gets in there. With the solar panels on it now for 2 years, the roof does not leak. So.
How large is yours?
It's a 26 by 36.
Nice. Nice.
And all my colors.
Oh, I feel like I'm one of the ones.
Yeah, so like one of the key things obviously is we have to have fire suppression out there. They had mentioned, because we had spoke with a gentleman by the name of Terry Dirks from Morton, and he talked about that you can even lease through like a third party, I don't think that's an option that the town wants to do.
I don't like leases.
Yeah, so, but it's just, it's out there. So that, that's what we're kicking around, and, comparatively, it's short money.
Right.
Comparatively.
Agreed. Yeah. We're not doing a Whitman Taj Mahal.
Right. And then, this existing building here, they can do some renovations to, where the old office space is now, clean it up, make a little different break room or whatever for the guys that,
Yeah, we'd like to put showers in.
If
this were to happen,
Right.
we'd convert what as Steve and Carol's offices as to more of a break room with actual showers for these guys.
So you said something about showers in the little front building. If you did that, you wouldn't need to do that?
It'd be so the office would be for the 3 of us, it'd be one small shower. So
Okay.
it'd be one in the office space,
And then one in the
and one
and then in the
for
main
guys, like their women
guys.
lockers would
Yeah.
be. Right now they're kind of constricted to a dirty bathroom by the door.
Let's say a hose outside.
Same
It
shower.
was like holes in the
Would
glass
you do
window.
a bathroom like they open, like how they do in Europe, where it's all open, so you have the bathroom and the shower is just there? Or do you want a separate stall?
Oh, come on. They can have some privacy.
Privacy.
Well, if there's one person in the shower, I hope no one's going to the bathroom.
You know what they did at the Omni in Boston at the waterfront?
What?
This was really interesting. The room I had was tiny, and the toilet and the shower were one, but there was a wall in between, and there's 2 doors. So basically, here's your toilet, and then the other one is your shower.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the normal size of like a tub. You know what I mean?
So
Not
it's usually
gigantic, but
Sink, toilet, and
you can make it a little
shower on the other
busy,
side so
bigger,
that
but you
the
had
water
both of
is
them
all
right
going
there.
that way.
Well, I think we need a
So
bigger,
utilizing
I
space.
think we need a little bigger shower for
Yeah.
Rich. He's got
I was
big
gonna
shoulders.
say,
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
Eco-friendly
It's gotta
bathroom.
be
but,
big
it's a
enough to
unique
move
concept
around
where
in.
they're both right there, so
Yeah.
you're saving space that way.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, I mean, if we're to dive into details, the general sense was to where my desk is, would blow that wall out. Where I sit would be the shower essentially.
Yeah,
So it'd be
yeah.
like a like normal bathroom, sink, toilet, shower.
Yeah.
But
And then do
better.
more of a gym setup in the other space.
And we might be able to save some money on, let's say, site work, because when it comes to the drainage, these guys may be able to actually do some of the drainage work.
right, exactly.
So we might be able to save some there. But that's that's our presentation. That's our thoughts, and we'd like to maybe keep moving forward with it.
Well, I think you should. We need it.
Now, did they talk about heating mechanisms at all? Because I know some of those buildings, they put the heat in the floor.
No, we
so the
got
heat comes out.
we got as far as here's the size. How much do you think it would cost? And that would be insulated and all that.
What, radiant
Yeah.
heat in the floor?
So they have the radiant heat. So some of them you can get radiant heat in the floors, or what some of the other options were is a heater that they put up, like towards the roof. It runs on gas and then just blows heat
we
the
have
whole
those
way.
now.
Yeah, so there's, two different heating mechanisms that they
What, do they use waste them?
use.
No, we're on natural gas, aren't we? Those
Yeah.
heaters?
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough waste
Yeah.
oil
No waste oils over there.
to burn, yeah.
Halifax has that, right? Heated floors, mechanic shop.
That's
Heated
nice.
in where they store the trucks,
Yeah.
not the shop.
Not
But that they have waste oil heater, yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
They have two of them actually,
Those are expensive.
but they're worth it
Yeah.
because you're burning what you actually produce.
So we're, as I've said in the past, step one of 100. That's where we're at. You know? But at least we can start working towards that step 100 and get some pricing and
Right.
get, figure out what we need to do and get some higher costs.
Okay.
I'd like to start moving on that front building, if, I'm not sure how.
Yeah, but, well,
Sports act-
I'll have to reach out to town council to see how we evict them all,
So,
where they've just kind of moved in,
yeah.
But
So I think if we could talk to them
wasn't
about
that voted in
an
at a
option,
meeting?
I don't know.
Yeah, but
It
at the
was
same time,
before
the
my
town
time.
should not
Me
be
too, but I think
responsible
it
for
was.
giving them an option.
Yeah.
Right.
Charlie's
You know what I mean?
saying he thinks that was voted in at a meeting.
I think it was voted in.
It might have been for the baseball people though.
Yep.
But now there's Boy Scouts in there and the football
Yeah.
folks have kind of, moved in. But yeah, we should look at we should look at the Plymouth County Hospital, the front building.
I hear you, but they're going to say it's not convenient. They're going to say, and
I don't
tough,
think we should.
but
I don't think we should have to
Right.
bow down to. Be
no, I don't
convenient
either.
for
I'm just
them.
telling you that that's
And
where they're
we
going to
took a
go.
walk in there last week, and it's essentially cold storage with windows. The heat was
And
completely
where?
off in the old police
the little-
station.
oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
if they're looking to use it as cold
If
storage.
it's just cold storage, they can use the Plymouth County building.
Right.
Right.
Well, and I had a conversation with
Yeah.
Will Scott in Bridgewater.
It is for free.
Shipping containers are about $5,000 to $7,000 each. You can fit everything in one. They also have converted office space. So if they did want one to keep their 7 chairs and a folding table in, it's an option. Those are more expensive, obviously. Those are like 15 to 20,000 each.
Yeah.
But for $5,000, you can get them.
Well, for free, they can go over up on High Street.
Right.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
Food pantries in the front too, just so you know.
Look, they're in the front. What are they doing in the front? Storing stuff?
Yep.
So they've kind of crawled in there, have they?
But isn't
they
there
can-
enough room in that building though for the other organizations?
There's lots of room in the building, but the food pantry is using the downstairs floor. And
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they do
I'll tell you.
Christmas. They do vegetables up front, like onions, potatoes
yeah,
up
the
front.
cold storage.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, one of the things that drives me crazy is when we go to have one of our twice a month beekeeping meetings, and they've got that whole hallway filled with boxes.
Not anymore. No,
Last time I was there, They were there.
that's a no-no because they got red flagged for.
Good. I'm
yes.
glad they did because I asked them. I said, and they like rolled their eyes at me. I'm like, well, we have to be able to get in and out too.
No, that's changed.
Good.
Well, I would think under the CPC they can get money, right? Because they can get some money out of CPC.
I don't know if they can or not.
Yeah.
I don't know if they could.
Well, they could fundraise and get us,
Well,
you know,
they exactly they can
they
fundraise.
could fundraise
And
to get themselves
you
a
know, when
storage
faced
container.
with you need to find a new location. I mean, we could help them with identifying the location, but I don't think the town should step in and try and build them a new location. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no,
I'm not heartless or anything,
No,
but
I was more like recommending to them, like, hey, look, if you guys can fundraise, you can get a modular building for yourselves, and then
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
drop it on the site, down here somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
We're also thinking about the skate park, Tommy, you mentioned.
Yeah, I the other place I talked about was like, depending on the use of the skate park, is they could drop something over there.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is that we're working on the open space and recreation plan, and I received an email from someone who said, "Geez, it'd be nice to see if the skate park get cleaned up and made nice, because I know a lot of skaters in town." And I'm like, okay,
You do, huh?
so
Can't win, yeah.
yeah, so exactly. So I mean, they have options to, and depending on what type of structure they want to use, they could get a fancy storage
Right.
container.
So,
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay, then,
So that would definitely help us in our office restrictions that we have now, you know?
Yeah.
Me and Rich like sharing an office and there's no, like phone calls. It's like, I hear what he's saying, like, you know? Sometimes like to play some like low music or something to when you're doing paperwork, and there's none of that there, you
No,
know?
no.
It's, you know?
Yeah, it is crammed in there. Have you been in that office?
I haven't been in there.
It's crammed in that, yeah. It's
Take
crammed in
a swing by and really, you
I will.
know?
And that building is ADA accessible, right?
Correct. There's a ramp right in the front.
Yeah. So the front building is ADA accessible.
You know, we've learned a lot of really good lessons of what Social Go Tech did. You know, they had printouts of what the buildings would look like. They did a lot of FAQs, and they really got out there with it and, you know, passed. So we could do the same thing.
We definitely set up more professional, like the old police station, come in, there's actually a foyer, and Carol got her desk right there, so now they're all kind of stepping right into her office.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, is he here? And he peeks around the corner, and there we are, you know, whether we want to jump into a meeting right away or not, it's like there's nothing there for us, you know?
Oh yeah, I agree.
There's
Absolutely.
no place for no one to sit down or anything in there, you know, unless we bring them into our break room. Then the guys come in, it's like, oh, we can't use our lunchroom, we're having a meeting, you know, with the environmental partners and stuff, so it's really a small area. It's just,
Well, we need to fix it.
yes, I agree.
McQuan reuse committee discussion?
Do we
What's
want
that
a
doing?
motion on this before we?
Do we need a motion to let him continue with the plans to build on site, a rebuild on site?
Yeah, it would make it a little more official. So.
Okay. So I need a motion.
So motion to allow
Prepare
town
feasibility
planner
report.
to move forward, you know, to move forward with the initial plans.
Second?
No,
No, you have to
you need to
first.
make a motion.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't make the motion.
Well,
I'll make a, yeah, so
You
Steve,
need to make a motion.
make a
You say,
motion to
so moved,
allow
So
Tony, our
moved.
town
And then
planner,
second.
to move forward.
Charlie seconded it. Okay.
We'll get this down.
We'll get it done.
All right, so it's a motion.
All those in favor?
Alright.
All right. And then,
allow town planner to continue,
feasibility.
feasibility of the highway.
So now why are we talking about the McQuan reuse committee discussion?
That's the same question that I had asked.
Why are we discussing the McQuan reuse committee in the highway
Well,
department?
I was going on what we've had for previous agendas, and if you said no to this, then McQuan would be the next step.
Oh.
Yeah, the original plan to like move the highway over there. but
And I
wrong.
never wanted that.
Yeah.
I've always been in favor of moving the fields over there and
Right.
giving that whole site to the highway.
It would definitely be better.
That's what I want.
Better for everybody, the kids, for the parking,
Yep.
you know?
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
Get the kids, everybody off the main road. They're not crossing 58. They're not.
It's
doing
that hill
any of
trying to get down to the fields is really rough for
Yep.
them, you know?
I mean, that right there would have been a very, very nice complex.
What do you mean would have been?
That's the
It's not
point.
over yet.
Not over yet.
It's not over yet. We got to have dreams and hopes.
I mean, that's a nice complex.
It is a nice
Oh, yeah,
place.
yeah.
I love it.
They're like, no.
And this is what they had. This is what I had for your site,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think I've showed you.
yeah.
If it was went to McQuan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there was a swap to McQuan, then highway would have a brand new building out front. Everything else, these would just be repurposed or torn down, whatever's needed, salt shed out there. Second potential for secondary building here,
It'd been a
fuel,
beautiful thing.
and then it'd be one entrance in and out, so that you have good sight distance going either way.
Okay.
All right, so we're not going to have a McQuan reuse committee discussion. So now I need a motion to approve the meeting minutes from February 8th,
2024.
2024. Yep.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn. Come on, everybody's got to jump on
do
that
we
one.
want to schedule the next meeting before you adjourn?
I guess. How much time should we let go by? Like 3 months?
Well, I had a tentative for April, but if you want to do
April.
May, that's
Let's do May. Let's do May.
okay. Let me-
April's too soon.
nothing we want to present at the town meeting, and want to make sure we give enough time if
Yeah,
there's
I
something
think
that
it's
goes
too
through.
soon for
Yeah,
this
we're not going to be
May.
able to.
I think
Yeah.
we should shoot for next
That's-
May.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So do you want to do a
or
Tuesday?
even
then?
October. What's that?
Do you want to do a Tuesday?
Please, it's
So-
it's the best day for me. It's
So
not
there's-
all about me. I know that.
The 6th, the 13th, and the 20th. The 27th is right after the holiday, so I think you all might be
Well, when's the election?
busy.
And Cinco de
The
Mayo's on
election.
the Friday, on the 5th of Monday, so.
We don't have that day off.
May.
Election, is that the 17th of May?
The 20th is a reorg, so yeah, it's got to be the 7th. It's got to be the 17th.
17th.
So let's do it on the 13th. I'm just looking.
April 13th.
Yeah, no, May
May
13th.
13th. I'll send out a calendar invite.
(10:30).
Yeah.
So we say May 20th,
No,
May
13th.
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 Okay. All right, now I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So
Second.
All those in favor? Done.